Welcome back to Offscreen. Now, we probably ended that last segment on a little bit of a Debbie Down.
A little bit.
To bring you right back up with your spirits, because we've got all your top movies on TV. So if you have got Freeview, you have got a plethora of brilliant things to watch this week. And we've got a Bruce Willis classic kicking us off on Saturday, ITV for 11:20 p.m. It's a late one, The Last Boy Scout. Now, this must be a big favourite of yours, Van.
Oh, I love this film so much. It has everything about movies that I love. So many different things about movies that I love, all in one place. It's got explosions. It's got Halle Berry stripping. It's got Bruce Willis as a grizzled alcoholic wisecracking private eye. It's got Damon Wayans as a wise-ass, buddy cop sidekick. It's got Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy having the absolute crap beaten out of him. It's got everything I need from a film and more. It's even got a sort of tween-age Danielle Harris giving everyone sass, which is what all movies in the early 90s needed. And of course, it's got a script by Shane Black and direction from Tony Scott. I mean, what more do I need from the film? This is, of course, the buddy, sort of a Philip Marlowe for the 1990s type adventure, in which disgraced PI Joe Hallenbeck, Bruce Willis, is forced to team up with disgraced NFL linebacker Damon Wayans, and they go off to solve the murder, the assassination of Halle Berry's stripper character.
Now, how'd she afford a place like this? These joints must run a fortune.
Tell me about it. I pay the rent.
Oh, isn't that charming? She sounds like a real special girl. What else you give her money for? Clothes, car payments?
Yo, it wasn't like that. Corey could have plenty of rich guys. Me, she loved.
Oh, love. Well, forget about it then.
You don't believe in love?
Yeah, I believe in love. I believe in cancer.
What, they're both diseases?
Yeah, something like that.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you were ever wondering what a monologue featuring the word nay from Van Connor, you've just had it there and then to The Last Boy Scout. So need we say more, good sir? Probably not.
It's so good. I mean, have you seen it? Did you watch it when you were a kid?
I did. I have to say it's going to be one that I'm going to revisit again because it's been a good 20 years since I've seen it. But I just remember being far too young to watch it and enjoying it far too much.
If you ever want to really, really stump a film nerd like me, here's the question you ask them. Don't ask them what their favourite film is, because everyone always gets asked that question. Whenever they're at a bar or a cocktail party and someone finds out you're a film critic or a film nerd, the first question they ask is, do you get this when you go to bed? What's your favourite film, Bex? Hey, what's your favourite film?
Yeah, I get this.
Right, the better question to ask is, what's the best Shane Black movie? Aha.
Oh.
Now that's a stumper.
Yeah, that is a stumper. Although, when people ask me what my favourite movie is, it's without a shadow of a doubt. And I have to say, Josh Gad just upped it in my ranks this week. It's The Goonies. And
oh, you win on that as well.
yeah, and I loved that he brought the cast back together this week. Anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling uplifted. I feel like I should just get on up, which is exactly what we should be doing on Sunday night. I'm sorry, that is such a cheesy segue there. Our next movie, Get On Up, is on film for 11:10 p.m. I'm acting as if I've seen this.
Have you not? You've not had the pleasure of this?
I've not had the pleasure of this. No, tell me more.
This kind of got skirted by upon its release, and it's the movie that made me, I think, properly fall in love with Chadwick Boseman. I'd seen him in a couple of things and thought he was quite impressive, and then I saw this, I'm like, oh my god, Chadwick Boseman, got to keep an eye on this guy. And then, boom, he's T'Challa, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So this is the Black Panther playing James Brown in the James Brown biopic, and it's a warts and all. It's a full walk the line type experience. However, being James Brown, you can imagine this comes with a lot more funk.
Woman, I called you yesterday. You went home?
I was home all day.
You were home all day. Why didn't you pick up?
I don't know. What time did you call?
Called you at 1. I called you again 1:15. Called you again at 2, and then I called you at 3.
Well, you must have wanted to talk to me pretty bad.
Where were you?
In the bathtub.
For 2 hours?
You want me to take shorter baths? We don't have a phone in the bathroom, James. Well, damn, what you gonna do? You gonna find me?
And of course, heavy-handed domestic drama as well, because none of these famous stars ever had seemingly innocent lives, it would seem. And Chadwick Boseman really does play it to perfection. This is a movie that literally opens with him being flown over Vietnam with his band as there are shells being fired at the sky at them. And he declares, they're trying to kill James Brown. They're trying to kill the funk. And I'm like, I'm in. If that's your opening line, I'm in, sir. You've got me.
You know what, though? It's interesting because, these kind of biopics tend to do very well and get very well known amongst awards season and things like that. Get On Up. The hype wasn't as there as maybe, What's Love Got to Do with It?
Exactly, yeah.
It's interesting. Would you say that it's just been sadly missed, or do you think it just doesn't quite hit the mark?
I think it was just a wrong place, wrong time for it to be released. I think if it had been released a few months earlier, it may have had some Oscar contention. There may have been low-level buzz. I don't think it is a proper Oscar caliber film, but I think Chadwick Boseman is great in it. It's directed by Tate Taylor as well, who gave us The Help a few years before this.
Right.
Who usually turns out quite interesting, if workman-like projects, but usually with some nuance and depth to them. This is a good biopic. If you don't know the James Brown story, or you're just a fan of movies like Walk the Line or Ray or things like that, this is definitely a worthy one to have in that set, and it's absolutely worth checking out. Just for Boseman's, Chadwick Boseman.
I quite like Chadwick.
Chadman Boswick? It's worth checking for Chadman Boswick's performance, clearly.
I quite like it. It sounds like my latest soundbar that I'm going to need to buy for my TV.
You're Chadman Boswick.
Yeah, so you can catch that Get On Up, film for 11:10 p.m, and let us know what you guys think in terms of whether or not this should have been award worthy or not, but we'll wait and see. So, moving swiftly on to a great film of the last few years. This was
Oscar caliber, wasn't it?
It really was. This is Hidden Figures. It's on film for 9 o'clock. If you haven't seen this, oh my goodness, I would urge you to do it. It's the story of three women, three black ladies who worked within NASA. And it's at a time of segregation. It's at the time in which it wasn't...
It's pre the first moon launch, isn't it? Is it pre the mission to the moon,
yeah.
Apollo 11?
But these three ladies were so integral to things that were going on in NASA. They were geniuses within their own right. And a story which you just think, because of that nature, is going to be compelling is exactly what it is. But what you don't expect is for it to be as funny as it was.
There is another opening in the engineer training program. A person with engineer's mind should be an engineer. You can't be a computer the rest of your life.
Mr. Zelensky, I'm a Negro woman. I'm not going to entertain the impossible.
And I'm a Polish Jew whose parents died in a Nazi prison camp. Now I'm standing beneath a spaceship that's going to carry an astronaut to the stars. Let me ask you, if you were a white male, would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to. I'd already be one.
And of course, poignant and punchy as Janelle Monáe demonstrates for us. And how great is Janelle Monáe? I love Janelle Monáe.
They're all so good in this film. Remind me again of Viola. No, not Viola Davis is in there.
So, no, it's not. And you know why you make that mistake? It's because I've just mentioned The Help 30 seconds ago. It's Octavia Spencer, who was also in The Help.
Yes, that's it. So, yeah, just brilliant performances.
And Taraji, obviously. We've got to single out Taraji P. Henson in there as well.
She's fantastic. And the thing is that, yes, there are comedic moments in this, but Taraji P. Henson is just so known for all of her comedic roles, but she's just fantastic in this as well. I've seen it a couple of times. I watched it on a plane and I watched it in the cinema as well. I was blown away by it both times. And it's just something that you can pick up and watch again multiple times to just really... I'm just going
to point out, for irony's sake, you watching this on a plane is extra poignant, given that you will have been flying using technologies that, at least one of these women will have had a hand in designing.
Exactly. It's just insane. And isn't it one of them was helped with the launch of the first Dell computer? And
yeah.
Like that.
Was that Katherine Johnson? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was.
It's worth seeing, isn't it?
Oh, it so is. You'll learn a bit about history. You'll also learn about these incredible women, and it's a brilliantly balanced, funny, dramatic film, and it kind of works in both ways. So in terms of your weekend, seeing into the start of your new week, you've got so much on offer, and it's a really, really good selection. So what we've got coming up for you is the second half of the week, and I think you lot are not going to be disappointed.
Let's start with Tuesday then, Miss Perfect. This is a movie I enjoyed very much. I saw this at a secret screening in 2013. Didn't know anything about the film. Saw it, and I really loved it. And this is Louis Leterrier's 2013 action comedic heist romp of sorts. It's Now You See Me, which is showing on Film 4 at 6:50 and stars the likes of Aaron Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher, Dave Franco. Not James Franco, Dave Franco. He's got a brother. What's his name? Dave Franco? Why, yes, it is. And Mark Ruffalo and Morgan Freeman. And there's a hell of a cast to this, isn't there?
And it should be a hell of a cast because it literally is magic.
So, of course, this is sort of every kind of magician, aren't they? The different kinds of magicians who band together. They are the ultimate heist artists, and this is basically sort of an Ocean-style romp in which the investigating officer, played by Mark Ruffalo in full Columbo mode, and boy is he good at that, has to entrap and catch these would-be heist artistes.
Let me warn you. I want you to follow. Because no matter what you think you might know, we will always be 1 step, 3 steps, 7 steps ahead of you. And just when you think you're catching up, that's when we'll be right behind you. And at no time will you be anywhere other than exactly where I want you to be. So come close. Get all over me, because the closer you think you are, the less you'll actually see.
I'm gonna nail you to that.
First rule of magic, always be the smartest guy in the room.
That was the marketing line for the film as well, always be the smartest guy in the room.
I really enjoyed this film, and actually, if I'm not wrong, I read some news this week which suggests that there's a Now You See Me 3 going to be made.
Yeah, this has been on the way for a while. Apparently it's going to centre on a new team of magicians with like mentor roles for the older ones. Okay. Apparently they want to set up a Chinese spin-off as well through it, because the movie's very popular in China as well. I think it's a really fun film. The sequel's garbage, but I think the first one's really good.
Do you know, I just enjoy anything with magic. And I think actually, if you like seeing like how tricks are done and what's created and what they can do, and it kind of, I like that Ocean's feel to it that puts it into a completely different context, and I think that works really, really well. You've got a great cast, as you've mentioned. You know, if you've got a film with Woody Harrelson in, it's always going to be really good. And the effects are just brilliant within it as well. So the only thing I thought was missing is Anna Kendrick's not in it, is she?
Anna Kendrick's not in this one, no.
I feel like it's a film that I'd expect to see Anna Kendrick in for some weird reason.
She'd be good in this. She'd be good. She does a good thriller, as we found out in a simple Favour, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So I just would love to have seen her in it. So maybe that's going to be a surprise bit of casting for the third one. Who knows?
Maybe.
But as we say, it is on Film 4, 6:50 p.m. Perfect time once you put the kiddies to bed to just sit down, relax, and it's just an easy watch as well. So that's on Film 4 on Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, Sony Movies, 9 p.m. You're going to have to remind me of this one. It's Legion.
Okay, so imagine, if you will, the plot of High Noon or Assault on Precinct 13, which is, we're in a small location, we have to stop the bad guys from getting in. But imagine if you took that plot and you combined it with Terminator with angels, and that is Legion. So, the angel, I think... Yeah, so the angel Michael, played by Paul Bettany, comes to Earth ahead of the impending apocalypse in order to protect the unborn child who will go on to become the saviour of the human race, and his mum happens to be a knocked-up waitress played by Adrian Palicki. The fellow survivors, who must all band together under Michael's leadership, include the likes of Lucas Black from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, none other than Dennis Quaid, Charles S. Dutton, and I forget the name of the actress who plays Thea in Arrow, but she's in there as well. And of course, you can't have any movie ever without Tyrese Gibson, because they're all better with Tyrese in them. Tell you what, I'll give you a clip.
The last time God lost faith in man, he sent a flood. This time he sent what you see outside.
Are you saying this is the apocalypse?
I'm saying this is an extermination. Those things outside are just vessels. They're possessed. The weakest willed are the easiest to turn.
Possessed by what? Demons?
No. By angels.
He's in full Jarvis mode there, isn't he? Good old Paul Betts.
Good old Paul Bettany. Now, I assume this is just based on a true story. And when you were talking about the angel Gabriel coming down, slightly different, but but along the lines, I thought it was going to go a lot darker. And I was going to say...
It's very dark.
Well,
Definitely dark. Very, very horror-tinged.
Have you seen Stigmata with Patricia Arquette and Gabriel Byrne?
And Gabriel Byrne, yeah, I love that.
Film. As in, does it follow along those kind of lines, would you say?
No, this is a lot more of a, let's mow down demons with the 2 automatic weapons we have kind of a thing. A lot of over-the-top CGI creature effects. It's a lot of fun. They did make a TV show to follow it on that starred Roxanne McKee, and unfortunately, despite her casting, it wasn't very good. I did hope for better things.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to Thursday, which sees another movie, our second movie of the week, to star none other than Dave Franco. I'd like to say again, James has a brother. What's his name? Dave Franco? Why, yes, it is. Dave Franco stars in Nerve on Thursday night on Film 4 at 11:05 alongside Emma Roberts. I don't know if you remember this film at all from about 3 years ago.
I do, and I might have got the premise slightly wrong, but it's essentially you have to you essentially showcase on social you doing more dangerous tricks in order to
bets. You take wagers effectively for cash money.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a social media phenomenon that gets out of hand, essentially. Really clever concept to this. I think it was executed okay. I think it worked.
Yeah.
Easy watch. I really liked the idea of it, and I'm amazed that we haven't seen more films that kind of follow this line. But Dave Franco's really good in it. Emma Roberts also really good in this as well. There's some hair-raising moments in it. It's got a nice balance of action, and also kind of the storyline works because it's very topical. It's very now.
It's kind of like cheap thrills with an added social media YouTube element to it.
Yeah.
Something like Guns Akimbo, but played more in the real world. Do you remember the sequence with the lady walking between 2 buildings on a ladder?
On the ladder, yes, I do. That
was hair-raising.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I like it when a film actually makes you feel the vertigo or whatever you're getting from it. And there was a great Joseph Gordon-Levitt film about the guy that high-wired across 2 buildings.
Yeah, The Walk. Was that The Walk?
Yeah, The Walk. That kind of stuff. And also, even in The Aeronauts recently, that just got me, got my vertigo going big time. So this is a good one.
There's a good one. I think so. Let's move on, though, to the cherry on the top of our week, because I think you must be a fan of this. If you've seen it, I think you'll love this.
I've never seen this.
You've never seen this? Oh, my God.
On record for me, because I'm so intrigued and would have loved to have gone and seen the West End show of this. So Kinky Boots, BBC One, 11:10 p.m. I can only imagine that this is a bit Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh, no. So this stars Chiwetel Ejiofor. Right, this was a 2005 British movie starring Chiwetel Ejiofor as a drag queen named Lola from Soho, and when they actually show you that bit, you'll think, we have screenings right next to that. But it's one of those. Chiwetel Ejiofor as the drag queen Lola becomes the unlikely friend and saviour of a fledgling Northampton family-owned shoe company, led by, recently inherited by Joel Edgerton. It's being run into the ground, his father's business, and Lola asks if the shoe company can make a pair of the perfect red velvet boots that basically will allow you to look incredible as a drag queen, but will also be designed for a man to stand in. Of course, leads to plenty of moments of hilarious confusion like this.
What do you think?
Burgundy. Please, God, tell me I have not inspired something burgundy. Red! Red! Charlie boy! Rule 1! Red!
It's the color of sex!
Burgundy is the color of hot water bottles. Red is the color of sex and fear and danger and signs that say do not enter.
All of my favorite things in life.
Right, this movie is huge. People who love this movie really love this movie. I didn't get that. I went out with my ex-girlfriend for 10 years, and only then did I discover, during that time, that this is a full-blown phenomenon. This is a huge cult thing. The soundtrack is big. The stage show got created and evidently is huge as well. But you know what? It's all about Chiwetel Ejiofor and how darn delightful Lola is.
Do you know what? I didn't expect to see him as the titular role in this.
So good. So
interesting. So look, guys, check it out. BBC One, 11:10 p.m. Press the record button on it if you're not staying up so late. See what the fuss is about. But that's it. That's your movies on TV. That is all of your weekdays set out in stone for you. A great selection once again.